Hi, welcome and thank you for listening to the Fearless Adventure Podcast. My name is Veerle and I'm taking you with me on a journey. In this podcast, I will give you a glimpse into my location-independent free life. I will tell you about the challenges of online entrepreneurship as a nomad, about finding the right mindset to grow, and how you can experience real freedom in your own non-nomadic life. My name is Veerle and welcome to Fearless Adventure. I am so glad that you're listening to another episode of the Fearless Adventure Podcast, and this is the first one that I'm recording from Gran Canaria. I am in Las Palmas right now. I arrived a little over a week ago, and I'm finally recording an episode. For me, it felt a bit off to record because I had to get used to the Spanish way, the tranquilo, the noises everywhere. So I didn't know where to record and how the background noise would be. But I'm sitting in my room right now. I closed the window, I closed the door, and it's pretty quiet. So I think the quality will be good enough for an episode. And I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to talk about. I have been thinking about alignment a lot, and that's because I am developing a course that is called Fiercely in Alignment. So it makes sense that it has been the topic on my mind, and especially since I just moved to Las Palmas, everything felt so coming together at peace in flow. Everything makes sense all of a sudden. I couldn't explain to people why I needed to go here, what was bringing me here, and what I was gonna do or where I was gonna be. I didn't know. When I booked my tickets over 3 months ago, I only knew that I wanted to go here. I didn't know where I was gonna stay. And people couldn't cope with that. They needed answers. All my family members kept asking me, where are you gonna live? Are you gonna go back to that hostel? Where are you gonna work? What are you gonna do for work? Even my friends asked that. And the answer is I'm gonna do exactly the same as what I was doing back home. But apparently, not a lot of people know what I do back home. And it makes sense because I don't talk about it a lot with my family because I don't know, for a lot of people, it's not easy to understand what it is that I'm doing. And I always have a hard time explaining it anyway. I just know that I have to do it. So, yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do here. And at one point, I saw an apartment on Facebook in a group, and I knew that that was going to be my apartment. And I am here now, and I'm loving it. And even though it's only for another 5 weeks, it feels like home. It is my home, and I'm going to enjoy every second here. And after that, I'll see. I know it will. A new place will be on my path, and even if I don't find a place, that's fine. I can go to a hostel. I can go to the hostel where I worked a year and a half ago. There are so many options. So I don't let the anxiety of where are you going to stay or how am I going to pay for my rent or whatever limit me. I'm just going to go enjoy and live. And I think it's so much easier to trust that everything will happen, that everything will flow when you are living from alignment. And the funny thing is, I have been reading or listening to stuff about alignment forever. I guess the first time that I started listening about stuff like that was the the Lively show from Jess Lively. It is a podcast, and it talked about intuition and alignment. And I started listening to it in, I guess, 2015, and it was still a bit vague. I couldn't put it to words what alignment was or when you would know that you were living from your intuition. But I did know, I could feel it, but it was so hard to put into words. And I never thought about it again. I was living with it and it was all good, but I didn't think about how to explain alignment until I was building the Fiercely in Alignment course. And the other day I was doing a Dutch live stream because I felt called to do the first module in Dutch as well. Even though I already started the course in English, I recorded the first module live in English, but I still needed to do it in Dutch as well. And when I was talking, all of a sudden, I could explain it. I knew how to explain it, what to say, and what it is. So I'm gonna talk to you about it now a little bit, and I'm gonna compare being aligned like being a car. If you have a car, you need to align your wheels, because if your wheels are not aligned, it will take so much effort to drive the car because you're never driving straight. So you will bring your car in for a checkup once a year, at least that's what we do in the Netherlands, and they align your wheels so you it's easier to drive. And it's not like when you get your wheels checked, you're set for life. That's not true. You have to do that every year. And that's the same for human beings. You have to align yourself. You have to check in with yourself in order to know what works for you, in order to have the best ideas, in order to live a life that is suitable for you. You have to check in with your higher self. And I know that sounds woo woo, but it all makes so much sense. And you need to align your wheels. You need to get your ducks in order. You need to have it figured out, because if you don't do that, it will take you all your energy. It will take all your effort to to hold the wheel from your car, to steer in the right way. You need to course correct every time when your wheels are not correctly aligned. So make sure you, as a person, align yourself as well. And you need to do that on a daily basis. And the thing is, it's not the same for everyone. With a car, it is pretty straightforward how you align your wheels. I guess I don't work in a garage, but I think that's pretty much the same. But for people, being aligned is different. Like, it's different for everyone to work from flow. You can find your flow. For someone, it's when you listen to a certain kind of music. For someone, it is when you're coding a website. It can be so much different things. So it's the same for finding your alignment. It's different for everyone. And because it's different for everyone, it's harder for me to explain what it is that you have to do. But usually it takes some form of connecting to yourself. And that can be meditation, it can be yoga, it can be journaling, it can walk outside, and especially walking barefoot. It can be breathing techniques, it can be reading, taking a shower, uh, eating food mindfully. It can be so much, and it's different for everyone. So only you can answer what works for you. So it is important that you know what it is for you, what recharges you, because we are living in a world where everything is taking up energy. We are constantly busy, we are constantly working, we are constantly reachable. We have a phone that is on 24/7. We have social media where people can reach you 24/7. And it can be so draining. So you need to know what gives you energy and what recharges your energy. And for me, that's being in alignment, is having your battery recharged and having the energy to do everything that you want to do, everything to contribute to this world. And it is so important. And this is one of the topics that we talk about in Fiercely in Alignment. It's a way of living. It is about being more spiritually connected, being more grounded, more trusting, living from abundance. And all these topics that we're going to talk about in Fiercely in Alignment are connected to being in alignment. Being in alignment is the first step. And it's such a hard topic still to explain, but your life is going to be so much easier when you are living from a line and you know what to do. And when you know what to do, this course that I'm building right now, it's a live course. So the first module has already been online, but the second one is due for next week, and it's all live. So people are online while I record it, and it's interactive, and it's amazing because the energy that's there is it's so big and it's so powerful, magic. And it is the course that you want to follow when you are stuck, when you feel lost in your own life. It is the course that you want to do when you are experiencing a constant feeling of overwhelm or stress in your life or in your business, and when it's not going as planned. And the thing is, You cannot plan your life from point A to point B. You might adjust it a little bit, but you cannot plan everything because there's always stuff happening outside of your reach because of the universe, because of other people. There's so much at play. So it's all about how you interact with all those little things that the universe is giving you. And that's what we're going to do in this course. And this course is the right thing to do when you feel like it's time to make a change and you have to start changing now. And that's the thing. This course is so powerful. And ever since I thought of this course, my life has completely shifted and everything feels aligned. And I don't know, it's a magic that is so close. It's within reach, and I can't wait to share this with so much people because I know that this knowledge needs to be out there and it needs to be shared and it needs to be seen and felt by so much people. And you can still join the Fiercely in Alignment course, and you can watch the first module right now if you want. The investment in yourself is 555 euros, and if you pay in full, and if you don't want to pay in full but on a payment plan, that's possible as well, and that's 222 euros for 3 months. So you can get started today, and it's going to be an amazing period of time. This first live round is from August 21 until December 2021. And there's going to be such an amazing shift. And I guarantee you, when you join this course, your life won't be the same again. Life in 2022 is going to be amazing. Everything is going to fall into place, and you're going to manifest the most beautiful things. And it's already such a powerful course. So I can't wait to see you there. And even if you don't join the course, I guess this podcast episode is still valuable because you you know now why you need to be aligned, and you have some options, some tasks to do to get in alignment, and you have to make sure that you do those things every day. And I can share something that I do every day in order to be aligned. What I do when I wake up is I make my morning coffee, and I don't do anything else while doing that because I know I need to be focused on one thing. So I make my coffee and I go sit on my bed, and I'm just sitting there in silence, drinking my coffee. Then I grab my journal and I just write everything that comes to mind. I start reading in the book that I'm reading, and right now that's the Iceman Wim Hof's book, and it motivates me to take cold showers. That's part of my routine as well, and it feels so aligned when I'm reading, when I'm journaling, when I'm drinking my coffee. And sometimes I put on my Fearless Soul Session playlist, and that's always, as soon as I turn on the playlist, I am dancing, I am moving from alignment, everything is going well, and I'm connected to myself. And all the ideas that I get in that moment are amazing. And I don't start my day until I've done those things. Even when I do have a call scheduled, I make sure that I have enough time to do this. So if I have a call at 9 a.m., I make sure that I have enough time to do those things. I don't care if I'm not showered before my call. I can just put on a t-shirt and start my coaching call. I can finish showering or having breakfast after the call, but I focus on my ritual. And it is so powerful when I do that. And I can recommend everyone that you make your own morning ritual to feel aligned. And lots of people do morning rituals because they feel like they have an advantage, that when they get up early that they get some work done before everyone wakes up, or that they have certain tasks that they want to do. But it's about way more than that. It's about connecting to yourself. It's about being grounded. It's about listening to your higher calling. And you need to do that. You need to be connected to yourself, and you need to make time for that, especially in the world that we're living in today. Everything is so busy. Everything is so I don't know, it's so pressured, so stressful, and you need a way to cope with that. And for me, that's my morning ritual. So if you want to know more about morning rituals, I do have a podcast episode about it. I will link to it in the show notes so you can find it. On the top of my head, it's episode 43, but I haven't checked it in advance because I didn't know I was going to say this in this episode. So you can look it up in the show notes. You can find the show notes at fearlessbusiness.nl slash 56. So 56, because that's this episode. And I'm really curious if you have rituals that get you in alignment, or if you are focusing on being in alignment or not. And if this episode was helpful to you, please let me know. I always love hearing from you guys after a podcast episode, or just to hear what your guys are working on. So please let me know. You can reach me at Instagram at fearless. That's Veerlez. And I would just love to hear from you and your way of alignment and what you do to get into flow and all those kind of stuff. I love having conversations about that, especially because I notice that with my friends or family, I don't talk about these things, because they're not working on this. So it is more my own path. So if you do have something to share about those topics, please message me. I love conversations about that. All right, and that was the episode for today. So if you found it helpful, please let me know, and I will see you at another episode. Thank you for getting along on my journey and listening to another episode of Fearless Adventure. Would you like more information on the topic of this episode? Then take a look at the show notes on fearlessadventure.nl. Give your opinion or want to screenshot this episode on Instagram, you can find me and tag me on Instagram at fearless. That is Veerlez. Fearless. Can't wait to hear from you, and see you next time.